For 20 years, the St. Patrick's Center in Missouri has operated a restaurant called McMurphy's Grill, giving the unemployed and sometimes homeless a place to work, eat, and find their self-esteem. It's how some knights and dames of Malta live their faith. We will hear about them next. Hello, and welcome to Living Your Faith, a program brought to you by the Order of Malta. I'm Jane Hanson. Living Your Faith isn't just about spirituality. It can also be very practical. In fact, there's a place you can go for everyday advice and help that might not have occurred to you. The Catechism. It talks about social communications, being green, how to handle your neighbor, and what to do in the workplace. Most of us haven't looked at the Catechism since we were children. It's like Ask.com for Catholics. Bringing the Catechism to life is one task taken on by the Order of Malta. After all, part of their mission is to defend the faith, which in today's world really means to educate us. We can't defend what we don't know well. The Order of Malta was established in Jerusalem almost 1,000 years ago. The Order has a twofold mission: to serve the sick and poor and defend the faith. And so they are through this program and through their own works. There are about 3,000 members of the Order of Malta in the United States and 120 programs around the world. You may have heard about the Lord's Pilgrimages, which happen every spring. There are programs to help the mentally disabled, homeless families, pregnant teens, the elderly, the imprisoned, and the sick. Nearly 20 years ago, a knight and dame of Malta in St. Louis decided to live the seventh commandment. You may think it says, "Do not steal," but the church also uses it as the basis for how we act in the workplace and the rights and duty of human labor. At the St. Patrick's Center in Missouri, the Order of Malta took to heart the old proverb, "Give a man a fish, he eats for a day. Teach him to fish, he eats for a lifetime." And so they established a restaurant where the waiters, busboys, and chefs are all formerly jobless. Let's go to McMurphy's Grill.
McMurphy's Grill is a job training program with St. Patrick's Center. This is a full operational restaurant, and any income that the restaurant makes, it's put back into the actual program again. Well, we have between 10 to 11 clients on staff. They come through St. Patrick's Center, and they stay here a minimum of 12 weeks. We actually look at each client individually, and we make sure that they're ready to go into the restaurant business, outside McMurphy's Grill. Last fiscal year, we had 60 clients come through the program, and 45 were permanently placed in the job. Well, it is amazingly enough. Of course, each client is different, but we do have clients that haven't worked for a long time. They're coming out of prison. We're getting quite a few clients from prison, and most of them haven't had a job for a long time, and you see the difference in those 12 weeks, what it can make with them interacting with the actual public, with their co-workers, work together, teamwork, and it's amazingly what the difference you see after the 12 weeks.
I had some situations in my life that had brought me to where I was close to being homeless, and I had to start over again, fresh, and I had to get a job and a place to live. And I heard about the program through the St. Patrick's Center. The program here, I believe in heart and soul. It is a wonderful program. It's not a handout, it's a hand up. This helps you in all aspects, because when it gives you the job and you can work and you can earn the money, and it helps you to go on and get better positions, the pride and the dignity that restores back to a person who had been knocked down is, you can't put a price tag on that.
I thank God for McMurphy's, because they've given me a chance to get back in the workforce and better myself so that I can, continue on with my life. It gave me a head start, and I really appreciate it. I was struggling real bad, and through McMurphy's and the Hero team, I'm blessed. I have a place to stay. I have a job. Now, when this plays out, I'm going to use those skills that I have tuned back up by being here at McMurphy's Grill by associating with the Alumni Club. And it's just a blessing. My family, I've got in contact with them, and that's a blessing again.
So let's talk about the responsibility in the workplace of Catholics. Joining me now are theologians from the Catholic University of America in Washington, D.C. Monsignor Kevin Irwin is the Dean of Theology and Religious Studies at Catholic University. Sister Mary Ann Clarahan is the Assistant Professor at the School of Theology and Religious Studies, and Professor Joseph Capizzi, who is an Associate Professor at the School of Theology and Religious Studies. Seventh Commandment. Let's talk, Monsignor, about how that applies to the workplace.
Well, a lot of it has to do with money. Let's be honest. I mean, we work and we gain income and we move forward. And that's a whole range of issues, especially in our society. At about the very same time that the Knights and Dames took up McMurphy's Grill about 20 years ago, the American bishops published a pastoral on the economy. And it wasn't universally welcome because it asked some uncomfortable questions, and sometimes people had been used to their comfortable pews, and this was asking questions about the economy, what they value in life, and what they really put their money behind, and what about hoarding and greed.